Well, actually, now you're saying it. I have a project planned for celebrating my kind of 30 years in metal, and it's gonna be songs written by other people that I'm kind of familiar with, that are written in the vein that of my style. Um, and it's gonna be an album played. The basic's gonna be played by other musicians as well. So no gamma ray, no others. Um, Fresh young people, and then I'm gonna have a lot of guests on this album. So it's gonna be an interesting project, and I don't know. I think we want to present it live as well, but I have to see. There's a new Unisonic album in planning, and a new Gamma Ray album will follow as well. So I'll be busy. Well, I never made the music to be an important part or anything. I just made it because it was fun, and I enjoyed doing it. Of course, it became a profession, but still, the feeling I approach it with is still a hobby. So I enjoy what I'm doing. It's not a job that I have to do. It's not like business. So looking back, I think I always achieved to stay true to myself, and do things that I like and that I can do, um, instead of trying to be somebody I'm not. I don't know. Maybe Germany was one of the countries that first had kind of a tradition of rock music, starting very early with the crowd rock bands in the 70s, and then later on, getting into the rock thing with Scorpions, for instance, and then Accept came as the next band, as a heavy metal band, and from that point on, I don't know. It's a miracle, but maybe it's it's a reason Germany had been kind of well developed in terms of musicianship. I think that there's a point to that. Seeing Unisonic is not some kind of one shot project thing. People realize, okay, we mean it. We're serious with this, and we have evolved. We're developing. We're still the same band. We have no personal changes, and the album, the second album, is much more towards the expectations of the old Halloween fans. I think, um, not that we kind of forced ourselves to do that. It just came naturally, and it's pretty cool to to open the horizon with the first album and doing like things that are not power metal conform, and then now opening the door to the power metal thing, and getting into it. It fits very well, and I think that's the right way to go. Touring the USA is a drag, actually. There's many metal fans, but they're scattered across this big country. So transport is one problem. It's very expensive to tour there, actually, and of course you don't fill so big places with bands like this. So it's a real risk calculation thing, and it's not so easy, especially since you need a working permit for everybody who's like in the music, the musicians and the crew, which costs a lot of money as well. And so it's like it's became really hard to just go over and play there. And then in the end, in terms of the benefit from album sales, it's not compensating really. So that's a fact. As far as I figure, of course, there's a lot of followers from Halloween, Gamma Ray, from fans of Michael Kiske personally, whatever he did, and so on. And of course, there's people that know about Dennis Ward and Costa with Pink Cream '69 and their background. So we have a lot of we have a melting pot of fans. But as as it goes for Unisonic, I think we have achieved actually a lot of people that didn't know really either the musicians or their individual bands that got into Unisonic, and this is pretty cool. The audience, the people are great. It's like I really love to play here because I always see this big heart and temper, and you know, people really go for it. They have the passion, and that's really nice to see. That's a tough question. I don't know. I really like them all, of course, you know. And now we're releasing a best of with Gamma Ray, and I listen back to the old albums, and there's so many. It's so much good stuff. I think I can be happy. So it's very hard to point out a one favorite album or one favorite song, and so I mean there's some highlights, but they range from old times like Heading for Tomorrow, over No World Order, to nowadays, like on the new album, Camera album Avalon, for instance, and I think I did quite a few good things.